Gone are the days when we had to wait for the 6 o'clock news to tell us what had happened during the day. Today, to keep abreast of things virtually as they happen, one could sign up for regular updates from a text news service such as Jasmine Newswires. Chamathariadasa does not have to travel far to get to work each day. In fact, all he has to do is to reach his phone to begin work. And that he does right here at home, from where he runs an innovative news service on the internet and via the mobile phone.
We have freelance journalists who are in touch with their contacts and their sources, so they send in news.
Jasmine Newswires was set up in May 2006 as a web-based news service with the supplementary service of news via text messages. It was a timely move in many ways, as the ongoing tensions between the Sri Lankan government and the LTTE had just begun to increase. Jasmine Newswires began sending regular news to their subscribers, often breaking news.
I think because we send an SMS and it's very short, it doesn't take long to write, and it reaches people very quickly. So in that sense, we are quite often the first to reach people with news. And recent incidents, if there's a major incident, we tend to report it very quickly.
SMS technology has begun to make a significant impact on modern lifestyles. It has even been described as the fifth medium after print, radio, television and the internet. Still rather new to Sri Lanka, the potential of news via text messages first came into prominence when the tsunami struck in 2004.
A day after the tsunami, we were in Galle and we were looking for a friend. There were three of us who were looking for a friend who was missing in Unawatuna. And mobile phones weren't working, right? Landlines, normal telephones weren't working, mobile phones weren't working. But we discovered that messages were working. Initially, it was just a network between 3 or 4 people, but within a few days almost, it had evolved into a much wider SMS network of about 50 to 60 people who are located in Colombo, in the south, in the east, in other locations.
The tsunami response highlighted the potential of SMS as an early warning mechanism, a concept that is currently being explored by international cell phone companies. In Sri Lanka, Chamathariadasa tests the market with Jasmine Newswires at a time of turmoil for the media industry, with issues of journalist safety and censorship seriously hampering freedom of expression and professional media standards. How can Jasmine Newswires ensure that it is not contributing to the chaos?
Basically, we leave opinion out of our reporting, and we don't try to say who's right or who's wrong or what happened, what our opinion is. That's one of the policies we have. Another policy we have is to have at least 3 sources for any news item, because even one source may not mean that it really happened. So we try to have 3 sources, and we also try to name our sources.
Jasmine Newswires even may be a more credible source than many others, as it could be held more easily accountable for the news it disseminates.
It's far more easy to hold these guys accountable for what they send out, because you have a number, you know what the source is, and you can hold them accountable. And also, you can also say that if false information has gone out through SMS, it came through Jasmine News, which is absolutely going to kill their economic model in the first instance, but also the trust in their system. So there is, I guess, in that sense, an incentive for them to be more accurate in their news service.
Our whole concept is to actually try and improve on the way journalism is done, and to keep improving on it. There's a lot of interest everywhere in new media and in new ways of reporting. So we are already trying out some of those ideas, and we want to keep working on that.
With plans to diversify to Sinhala and Tamil in the near future, Jasmine Newswire is sure to reach a much wider subscriber base, with Sri Lanka's current 4 million mobile phone users as potential consumers. At present, subscribers to Jasmine Newswires include embassy staff, NGO workers, civil society activists, researchers and journalists.
For example, the floods that happened a couple of days ago. We knew exactly what happened thanks to Jasmine News. So it's not something that you can predict, but the minute it happens, you're notified about it, and then you know that there's some sort of assistance that might be required by means of aid or support to that particular area that received that had the floods. Or even if there's a bomb that's been cleared down a certain road, for example, you know to avoid that road rather, than just proceed along it without knowing what's happening on it.
Today in Sri Lanka, with many different events happening, a lot of news, different bomb blasts, fears that people have, it's necessary to get up-to-date and accurate news on the spot, and the mobile phone is the most convenient medium to receive such news.
If you're out of contact through mainstream media, and if you have only one bar that allows that SMS to come through, it allows the news to come to you, provided you have a mobile phone with you. And that's something that's not always done or could be done apart from, say, radio. So it is useful.
What about the rest of Sri Lankan society? Are we ready to move away from the conventional sources of news and receive our headlines on our mobile phones?
I carry my phone everywhere I go, and I'm a person that likes to be informed, especially at this time around, because there are so many violence that's going on all over in our country. So yes, I would like to be I would like to get updated, once in a while about what's happening in the country.
Whether we like it or not, we are a society of information junkies. In Sri Lanka, information and communication could be key to the success or failure of the peace process. A speedy and reliable news service using new technology could play a significant role in keeping the country better informed and more aware. Don't ignore that message. It could be breaking news.